I thought you said.
Why you stop now? Why you stopped?
Okay.
Hey, just a blow. You consider stop your share. The first question you are going to answer before I even ask you who and your name is, why did you learn to play the trump like that?
Well, from two teachers, Etuk Ubong and Victor Ademofe. And I also practice very hard.
And also practice very hard.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, our guest this morning is Etuk Ubong. He's a trumpeter, as you can see. He's a composer. And as you've seen in the videos that played earlier, he is also a band leader, born and raised in Lagos. And he's been playing from the age of 14?
Right.
Jesus.
I mean...
You didn't have all those, what do we call it just now? Anxiety and depression that young people used to have.
Well, I did. I had my own fair share. But it was just moderate.
Was what?
Moderate.
Moderate.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming on this morning.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
You've been doing this for how long? I mean, professionally.
Professionally, I'll say since I was 14, professionally.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I mean, like, I would always say since I started playing because I had someone the courage to play. You know, at first I wasn't serious with the trumpet because finding the part to trumpet was practically me just being obscured. I wasn't sure. You know, I started with the conga drums. From the conga drums, I attempted playing the drum set. So I have basic knowledge of the conga drum, the drum set. And then my mom did the magic. You know, she took me to the trumpet player, my first trumpet teacher. And she was like, I need you to teach my son how to play the trumpet. And that's where I started from. So it wasn't too long because the trumpet teacher had to put me on the spot. And that spot was practically me playing in the church, the congregation. I mean, wow. Filled up with people. And yeah, I would say that's you playing professionally, actually. Yeah.
So you didn't see it coming, he just put you there?
Yeah, I didn't see it coming. At first, the few things I did was a couple of times I go to gigs with him, just watch him play, you know, while I practice at home. But then you will never miss a Sunday service and then you have to play. However, but one magic happened that day on the Sunday service. I think it was playing and then the valve, I think the second valve got stuck.
Oh.
And he was playing a solo, a hymn, which is very important, a very important part of the service. I just took it up from there. That's my breakthrough.
Wow.
Yeah.
So he gave you the courage to take the initiative?
Yes. I mean, you have to be very courageous to be able to play an instrument like this.
What does it take?
It takes some dedication, takes some burning passion, conviction, commitment, focus.
I only see three
valves.
Valves, you call them.
Yes.
And it has to produce all 8
all
notes.
12 keys.
12 keys.
Yeah.
And notes.
Yeah, and all the notes. Technique.
Okay.
After practice.
Now, first of all,
yeah,
to many people watching, you're perhaps the first non-Southwesterner a good number of people would see playing what they would call Afrobeat. What do you call it?
Well, I call it earth music. I mean, like, people oftentimes refer the style of music to Afrobeat because of where I'm coming from, but I mean, a lot of people who know me know that aside from the church, which I had to play the Ekombi style of music and aria, you know, and then from there, I played in Victoria's band, you know, which was
really?
a very great institution for me, you know, to learn about high life. And not just Nigerian high life, because that opened me up to Ghanaian high life as well. Everything that has to do with high life, like I said, institution. And, you know, the fact that Fela Anikulapo Kuti played in Victoria's band, you know, so that's a big deal. Then afterwards, I worked with a reggae band, and then I played in an Afrobeat band. So many people don't know that this is where I'm coming from. You know, they just think, oh, they hear elements of Afrobeat, some elements of jazz, because all of these, I also studied jazz in school and classical music as well. And I feel, oh yeah, once you start singing about politics and you have horns and instruments, you know, in your music and all that.
You are playing on minor.
Our Nigerian people, fast, they'll tell you, Afrobeat, Fela's Afrobeat. But man, I created a very unique rhythmic pattern and style of music. I call it earth music because this has to because of who I am and where I come from, I make sure that the music reflects the African education and African history. You know, Africa being the bone of contention. Yeah.
You know, the difference would probably be in the patterns of the music, right?
Right.
Because there's some rhythm to Fela. I mean, you can follow like 6/8 or 4/4 and all of those things. But yours have a different element?
Yes, it does. I mean, like with Fela works more with his hi-hat, you know, and the hi-hat stays on one, you know, with other polyrhythms around it. But I work definitely with a lot of polyrhythms, you know, and I don't eat my hi-hat on one very rare occasion. My hi-hat, I mean, this is for the music people who understand the music, but my hi-hat stays with the foot and stays on the upbeat. That's where my hi-hat stays, and also the rhythmic pattern, because I use the stickings a lot with the rim shots, you know, and like I said, polyrhythms, proper polyrhythms, and it's most likely like march, 1, 2, 1, like that.
Did I hear some elements of Dizzy Gillespie in your music?
I mean, you would always hear Dizzy Gillespie, you always hear John Coltrane, Charlie Parker, Clifford Brown, Miles Davis. These are the people I grew up listening to also.
Okay. So what is the signature of your music? When people listen to it or look forward to it or see you on set, what should they be expecting?
The signature will be the drum pattern. You can't find it anywhere except for one place and with one artist for now. I mean, like, yes, I'm doing a lot of collaborations, you know, which makes sense because, you know, it just keeps opening you up to the world. But for now, Truth Village, that's our factory, you know, and with Etuk Ubong and the Etuk Philosophy Band. But the signature with the music is a drum pattern. And I also have my own style of writing, you know, orchestration with the horns. I have a 14-piece band, so writing for 4 or 5 horns, writing for a complete rhythm section, you know, singers, and also sometimes the dancers have been scripted as well. And curated.
You literally have to write every note well.
Yeah, yes, I do everything, composer, arranger. I mean, like, you wouldn't call me a composer if I'm not one.
Okay, interesting. So now you have performed with all kinds of people all over the place. Performed with Femi Kuti,
yes,
Seun Kuti.
Right.
How did they receive your version?
I mean, like, with Seun Kuti was more of featured, I think, 3 times or twice. One in London, one at the Shrine, and he has also performed at the Truth Village as well. With Femi Kuti, I played in his band for about 2 years. Femi Kuti and the Positive Force at the New African Shrine, and he also featured on my set. One time I performed at Celebration as well. I think he liked the music and the sound, you know, and he had to come. He came up on stage, I think, twice, you know, and I think for them, you know, whether they like it or not, or the people who sees this, it's something unique. People want to associate with new sound, you know, not just having to associate myself with them at some point, but the world generally, because we do a lot of international gigs. First of all, I'm going on tour at the end of this month in Germany with my band. And we're playing a festival show in Berlin and also an headline concert in Berlin as well. So, we do this every year around the world. So the recipient and the way people receive it is quite encouraging and very impressive.
What's the message of your music?
Hope and voice for the voiceless, and making sure that people are upright, upright with upright without religion, upright without societal pressures, upright in their own scheme of knowledge and life perspective, how they perceive life. The most important thing is just be good humans and love people as much as you can and just be kind, empathy. And this applies to other walks of life, be it politics, be it whatever it is, I know there's a lot of history, a long history about Africa and how we've been exploited, but that didn't just happen. It was more like a collaborative effort, with our ancestors and the people who were involved. So if we can make those wrongs right, then I think now's the time.
What's the place of culture in your music? I ask because I can see the famous cowrie beads on your trumpet, and it's also, so what's the place of culture in your music?
Well, first of all, with the place of culture, I would always tell people this saying that says, think Africa, live Africa, and buy Africa. When you look at me, look at the way I dress, you will know I'm an African man. My cap also represents something. The cowries will tell you this is Africa as well. The way I talk, the type of music I make, it's simple. Think Africa, live Africa, and buy Africa. So the music with the place of culture has to do with everything, especially with what's happening in the global scheme of with music now. Everybody wants to come to Africa. Everybody wants to associate themselves with Africa from the world. How we eat, how we dress, the type of our music, everything, people, you see people still talking about Ghanaian jollof rice and Nigerian jollof rice. It's not a coincidence. And you see people, like the Beyoncés with their video shoots, music videos, dressing, wearing Ankara and all that, because Africa is like a culture. We have a culture, and that's what keeps us afloat, unlike the Western culture. I know they have their own culture, but ours is more unique and very beautiful.
Okay, so aside from the trip that you're taking,
yes,
what else are we to expect from Etuk Ubong? First of all, what's the name of your band?
The name of my band is the Etuk Philosophy.
The what?
Etuk Philosophy.
The Etuk Philosophy.
Yes.
Okay. So what are we to expect from the Etuk Philosophy? You can't just be exporting all of your music.
Well, recently I featured a friend of mine, Doti the Deity, on a single. The single is called Equal Ima Equal Fun. And right now I'm working towards my next album. It might just be a 2 album combined together as one. So we should release that at the end of the year or early next year. It depends on the label, actually. Okay. And we'll be touring the album extensively.
Still talking about back to culture.
Yeah.
Do you do any language-based music or songs?
Not specifically one. I sing in Yoruba.
Oh.
I sing in English. I sing in Pidgin. I sing in Ibibio as well.
You sing in Ibibio?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I don't think we can play the trumpet language.
Yeah, the single did well. It was released November last year. Kuyang Twayet. It's a prayer song and a song of the people, more like prayer for the people to wail, the people wailing to the Creator for a better life and for the Creator not to let us cry or be in agony. So that's that. It's a very beautiful song. So Yoruba won a song called Wayo. I released a while ago. So you hear the Yoruba part of me there. I was born in Lagos, and growing up in a face like face you with Yoruba people, you pick it up, anyhow. I speak Yoruba very fluently.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Give me an idea.
Well, more Akbasha, but yeah.
Okay, I think that is it. Yeah. What's your message for a young man or woman not sure of what to do or where to go next? If it's with the signature, from the signature of your music, which is Hope.
Well, not sure what to do or where to go next. Just be honest with yourself. Be very honest with yourself and make sure that if you're not sure, you know, take a case study of people who are successful, you know, people who had made a difference and still making differences, you know, around the world, and make a research on them, look at them, check out their history, where they're coming from, what they've done so far. That might be something that will also like fuel and ignite the fire in you, but otherwise just stay true to yourself, whatever it is you want to be. More like, I learned something from watching this movie of Pablo Escobar, and it says that, I think, he got caught in the act of stealing or, you know, crime at some point. And the mom said that, his mom said that, you see, if you want to do good, make sure you do it and be the best. If you want to be a bad boy, make sure you do it, never get caught, and be the best. See the good I know, the bad one, I was like, okay. So I'm like, this bad, I'll easily apply it to my good, you know. So if you want to be someone, if you're not sure, look, you know, just look inwards. I'm more of the person who looks inwards and like, what I am, what am I, who am I, what do I really want to achieve, you know, and start eating it. I mean, if you can find mentors, I'm not really too good with mentors. I don't think I really had mentors like that. I was more like self-taught with everything and more like self with everything I had to do. So it was more like me looking inwards. There are times I just reflect and I'm like, this is it. And I'll have to go for it. I might fail, you know, but I just pick up the pieces and just keep going.
No mentors, but you've had some influences.
A lot of influences.
And you selected your influences.
Right. I did that.
Okay, maybe that's some clue for someone right there. Right. Etuk Udo of the Etuk Ubong
yes.
of Etuk Ubong philosophy.
Right.
Trumpeter, composer, band leader. Thank you so much for your time this morning.
Thank you for having me.
And with that, we have come to the end of this episode of Sunrise this morning, and hope we've been able to contribute a thing or two to you. Thank you so much for the privilege of being a part of your Saturday morning. Have a beautiful rest of your weekend, and bye for now.